what kind of music gets to be sold to the masses.
There are Filipinos making music in Filipino, in another dialect of Filipino, in English, in like Japanese. It just goes to show that diversity has become baked into our culture these days, and Spotify is doing nothing but elevating that.
Well, I grew up in Manila, so I think everything about being Filipino is woven into my artistry.
My parents were strongly a part of the church, so they always were in the choir. I started in the choir when I was a little kid, and that kind of fueled me. It was the only time I would actually really sing because I was really shy at singing.
For me growing up, I felt like there was never really much representation and visibility for stories that I could relate to. I am noticing a shift in that narrative, whether it be in Hollywood or even in the landscape of music, where we're seeing more stories that are more diverse and inclusive. And that's what I'm just trying to do with my music at the end of the day. I feel like it can also be more authentic too if I speak from a place of my own experiences.
What they want me to be, the levels I work, and he looking like me. Can you tell me my brother? Let me get the feet till I'm all on my knees and I'm feeling the feet. Burning my speech and the accent I speak. I'm white my skin, this is all that I see. The image of me represented a
Spotify is a game changer. Artists that never had voices before now do. And with the rise of this independent spirit, and it's amazing to see how it impacts Filipino youth who are aspiring to do it. And I think that's where our role comes in. Like, we definitely want to add to that and add to the energy of the youth.
People want to listen to music that is different from what you hear on radio and what you see on TV. And there is a new medium now where we can challenge the historical platforms and gatekeepers pretty much of what kind of music gets to be sold to the masses. And I think platforms like Spotify is very important in changing that, making that shift.
In terms of the music, I mean, we're all different. Jamieboy, Ruby, Manila Grey, and me, we're all different. But if we weren't proud to be Filipino, we wouldn't be here.
Don't know if it's too soon, but boy, I think it's love. Cause when you want around me, you are all I see. You are all I need.
Being in the culture has definitely shaped me and how I even present myself on stage.
Why? Is it so damn complicated for you, baby? You got something special, open up your eyes.
In the recent years, I've definitely been incorporating a lot of my experience as a Filipino American.
The way that I perform has a lot to do with what I grew up watching and what I grew up witnessing in the Philippines.
Being Filipino is very family oriented. That's the biggest thing that we bring onto the table when it comes to me and my ones as well. Is like the whole crew is just family oriented. We're all family, we're all brothers. That's something that we always live by.
You want this and you want that. Give you this, I give you that. You want this and you want that. Give you this, I give you.
It's not just the music, it's also the culture. So it really means a lot to me that people that are the same as me, all Filipinos or Asian American, really appreciate what I do and, really encourage me and want me to do good.
I've come to recognize that there is an audience, for the kind of music that I make and the kind of stories that I talk about.
The energy and the love and the joy that we spread as Filipinos, the resilience, I think that goes into every song.
Like growing up, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go download some music off of LimeWire, whatever it is. Now it's like, oh, I'm about to go out on a Friday night. Here's a playlist for it. Everything you need is there, and I feel like the way that streaming has changed the game, it's only gonna shape a better future for sure.